All right, 10.2 examples. For our 10.2 examples, we will look at adding polynomials and subtracting polynomials. You can use whichever method you prefer. I'll try and do both here for separate problems so you can see both ways. Now, for the first one, we'll go ahead and use the horizontal method. So I'm just going to group my like terms here. First, I see I have an x squared and an x squared, and those are my highest terms, so I'll start with those. So I have 3x squared plus 2x squared. Then I'll put my x terms, plus x, plus 2x, and then my constant terms, -4 and -3. Now I'll combine my like terms to simplify. 3 plus 2 is 5x squared. X plus 2x gives me positive 3x. And -4 minus 3 is -4 plus -3, so that gives me a -7. Just be careful and watch your negative signs here. For B, let's use the vertical method. I will line up my first term here and my second term, or my second polynomial, x plus 5, below, making sure that I line up my constant terms and my x terms. And then I will just add down. 4 plus 5 gives me 9. 6x plus 1x gives me 7x. And everything here is positive, so my answer is 7x plus 9. Of course, you can't do this the horizontal method. You have 6x plus 4 plus 5. Combine your like terms and you end up with the same answer. So use whichever method works best for you. For C, we will look at the horizontal method again. So I have 4x squared plus 3x squared minus 5 minus 2. This gives me 7x squared plus minus 5 minus 2. So that's going to give me plus a -2, and that'll be minus 7. So then, because I don't have any like terms that I can combine, I can go ahead and leave that as my answer. So if we look at D, we can set this up vertically or horizontally. I do want to do this one vertically just so we see what it looks like when I am missing a term that I have here, but not here. So I have a 2x squared as my only one. So I'm going to put my longer term on the top. So I'm going to put this as 2x squared minus 6x plus 5 on the top. And then I will line up this polynomial underneath it, making sure that I line up my like terms. So I have 3x, so that will go under the 6x, plus 4. And I will draw this line here and add down. Now I have 2x squared plus nothing, which just gives me 2x squared. Then I have -6 plus 3. That's going to give me a -3x. And then 5 plus 4 is 9. I can't combine any like terms here because I have different variable parts for all three terms. So that's my answer. Again, you can use whichever method here you prefer. Subtracting works just the same as adding, but we need to change the signs of our second polynomial first. So when I do this first problem, I'm going to make this addition, make that negative, and make that negative. So now I'm just dealing with addition. I can line this up vertically. 3x squared plus 5. I have a -x squared minus 2, or plus a -2. We can leave it like that if it's easier to see. And then I'm going to add down. So 3 plus -1 is 2x squared, and 5 plus -2 is 3. So there's my answer. And if I were to look at this and just leave it as a negative, I would have 3x squared minus x squared. Well, 3 minus 1 is 2. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. But when I change this to a positive and change all of these signs around, it can help a little bit when my polynomials get a lot bigger. So let's look at this one. If I line this up vertically, 10x squared plus 4x minus 5. And the one thing I do have to be careful of here, unless I flip these, I have to have this one first. So always leave this as your first term. Then flip all of the signs inside the second term, or the second polynomial. So now I have plus negative 3x squared plus negative 2x plus negative 1. And I add down. 10 plus negative 3 is 7. 4 plus negative 2 is 2. And negative 5 plus negative 1 is negative 6. So then that is my answer. Flip the signs of your second term and add down your columns, making sure that you line your like terms up on top of one another. We'll do the last two using the horizontal subtraction method. This still requires that we switch the signs of our second polynomial. So I say plus a positive, negative, negative. Now I will group my like terms together. So I have x squared plus x squared minus 3x plus negative 5x plus 4 plus negative 1. X squared plus x squared gives me 2x squared. Negative 3x plus negative 5x gives me negative 8x. And 4 plus negative 1 gives me 3. Just be careful to watch your negative signs, and you'll be fine. Last, I have negative 4x squared plus 3x minus 1 minus the polynomial x plus 2. So I will add and flip my signs. So I have negative 4x squared, and I don't have an x term here, or an x squared term here, so I just move on to my x's, plus 3x plus negative x minus 1 plus negative 2. Negative 4x squared stays the same because I don't have any terms to combine with it. 3x plus negative x gives me a 2x, and negative 1 plus negative 2 gives me negative 3. So it doesn't matter which method you use, just make sure you flip the signs of your second term and then either add vertically or add horizontally.